Thank you and good morning. My name's Scott Denny. I'm the Superintendent and my role is the Commander of Eastern District Police for the South Australian Police. I have the privilege again for the second year in a row of being the Police Commander responsible for the policing overlay for this year's Royal Show and the 100th celebration of the Royal Show. So a huge congratulations to Will as the Chief Executive Officer, his staff and the wonderful group of volunteers. As we do every year, we will be having a highly visible police response and a very highly visible police presence. Police will be wearing high visibility vests at the show, so the public will actually be able to identify police very easy. This year we also have the same road safety enforcement, where we will have road restrictions around the speed restrictions around the Royal Show restricted to 25 kilometres an hour, and they will be policed. So for the sake of the pedestrians and other road users, we ask that the public complies with those road rules and uses some common sense. In terms of children, unfortunately we do see a number of lost children at the show every year, like every large event. However, I'm pleased to say that the number of lost children, given the amount of people that actually flood through the gates of the Royal Show, is very minimal. Security at the gates will provide I'm Lost wristbands. We strongly encourage parents to take use of those wristbands and fit them to their children, and use other measures such as writing your name, your address, your children's identified details in your phone, including a phone number, and possibly, if you can, your mobile phone number, so that if in the rare event you lose your child, we can certainly make contact and reunite you straight away. I'll take any questions.
How big is the team that looks after the show?
So that'll vary. We roster police differently depending on day and afternoon shift. We will be strengthening our resources on afternoon shift, just given the hours of darkness and the attraction of obviously having probably more people after hours when people complete work, etc. But you can expect to see dozens of police per day, and the public will have the opportunity to also mix with our police engagement, community engagement branch, and most possibly our mounted section as well, who should be present.
So it sounds like it's a pretty calm event overall, but we have seen in previous years a couple of arrests, people getting booted out. What sort of behaviours do you see?
Look, unfortunately, we do see the odd occasion, and it's a very rare occasion where some people decide for whatever reason that they need to misbehave. The offences that people have been detected and apprehended for in previous years, last year I believe was 9, they're not serious offences, but given the fact that this is a family-friendly event, we do have a low tolerance approach to that, and it's in our best interest to remove those people for the safety and the enjoyment of the community that remains.
Given everything that's happening in Victoria at the moment, and we've got a march of that kind on Sunday, I guess, what are police doing? Are they worried about that right-hand mindset coming near the show?
Yeah, look, it's safe to say that I can't make comment, unfortunately, in relation to the unfortunate and tragic death of police officers in Victoria. And the actual planned march for Sunday that's widely advertised is a completely separate event to the show, and I expect the South Australian Police will make separate comment on it to this.
Is that a pretty big strain on resources this weekend? You've got a few big events.
I think it's fair to say that police will be certainly out in force everywhere, and it will be a strain on our resources, but we are adequately equipped to cater for the events this weekend, and as I said, concentrating that this is our big number one event, or one of our largest events of the year. Our focus is certainly on providing the community safety at this year's Royal Show.
And maybe just the roads again. What are some of the conditions? What's the reminder to drivers again?
Yeah, so the road restrictions will be in place, with speed restrictions at 25 kilometres an hour. They will be signposted. We will have our traffic police officers out there monitoring that. Our job really isn't out there, hopefully, to be issuing expiation notice to people. That's not our intention. However, if people deliberately don't obey that speed limit and put other people's lives at risk, bearing in mind we've got lots of children using that road, unfortunately you may expect to receive an expiation. But this is more about education, and hopefully the public will adhere to those rules as we would expect.
Scott, will there be a presence on the public transport as well, obviously? Notwithstanding the roads as well?
Yes, there will be. So we have our district policing teams, public transport sections, and our main state public transport safety section. So we will have officers as well as their own security on board the public transport system, again for the safety of the broader community.
Next weekend at Adelaide Oval, pretty big game between the Crows and Collingwood. It's expected to be quite heated. Will there be extra police officers in the area there?
So what we look at in terms of every football match is obviously the size of the crowds. I get the honour and the privilege again, I guess, of working that one as a police commander again for that one. But I have again made sure that we have a sufficient number of police to work with the security and staff at Adelaide Oval to ensure the safety of the public.
Will it be boosted to normal games?
No, we're just going to treat this one the same as we would with any other game, and I don't see any risk associated with this one. Yes, it is a very busy time for us, but again, we're very fortunate with the crowds in South Australia that we don't see a lot of incidents that involve immediate police intervention.
Move over now.
You're out. Thank you.
All right.
Well, good guys. Thanks, Superintendent Denny, and thanks indeed to the entire South Australian Police Force, all of our emergency services and our first responders who work with us to put on this beloved South Australian community event. Less than 24 hours now, we can't wait to open the gates. The Show Society has been around for 186 years, but we're celebrating 100 years here at Wavell. It's going to be a fantastic celebration. We can't wait to open the gates. We've got lots of entertainment, lots of free things to do. Your entry price gets you in from 9 o'clock in the morning, more than 12 hours of entertainment, more than 100 free things to do, culminating with our great gift to the South Australian public, the Southern Lights Spectacular, which is a half an hour lights, pyrotechnics, fireworks spectacular brought to us by our great partners in Drake's. So go to Drake's, go to theshow.com.au and get your tickets. Come here and enjoy this fantastic event. As I said, less than 24 hours. We can't wait to open the gates. Welcome people here. We know there has been a little bit of wet weather. The good thing about that is that all of our farmers are going to come down to the show so happy because they all deserve some fantastic rains, and let's hope that they continue. But it's all within what we would expect here at the showgrounds. We've been doing it, as I say, for 186 years, so we're planned for it. It looks like it's clearing up this afternoon, so it will be business as usual from tomorrow. We would ask people that when they're coming here, go onto our website, theshow.com.au, to plan their event, and that includes things like parking. So we know it is a little bit wet, so the parklands could be impacted. We'll be monitoring that consistently, and the best place to get the up-to-date information on whether you can park in the parklands tomorrow or how many parks are open is theshow.com.au. But to put that in perspective, there's just over 2,000 parks that we use in the parklands. We expect more than 50,000 people here over the weekend. So one of the great alternatives is to use any of the U-Park services in the city for $8, a full day of parking, and you get a free shuttle here to the showgrounds, or of course your public transport. The buses are running. We've got a train station right here, so plenty of ways to get here to the showground. Just plan your day, go to the website, and we're expecting some bumper crowds.
What does the contingency look like around that parking? What's the inspection rates at to make sure each day that they're open?
We inspect it depending on what the weather. It's going to be at an absolute minimum 2 or 3 times a day, but with the wet weather we'll be expecting it more regularly. Of course, our responsibility working with the City Council, and ultimately it's a City Council decision, is to protect the parklands. So we particularly won't be over-egging it in the first 24 hours if we're going to damage it. It's going to clear up. So just go to theshow.com.au. We'll keep the media informed, our socials informed, and our website.
So is that like an inspection, given today's weather and the week that we've had, is that an inspection tonight and then tomorrow morning? Where does that look like for day one? Yeah,
it will be bright and early in the morning and tonight. So just keep monitoring those outlets, because we'll be making real-time decisions on that.
There might be some headaches for commuters with the tram line being closed at the moment as well.
Yeah, so we've been working with the department to make sure that the tram services that have been impacted are replaced by buses. Again, theshow.com.au or your regular public transport sources of information will tell you the best way to get here to the showground.
So when will people know if they can park in the parklands or not?
Well, as we sit here today, we haven't made a decision. We'll be reviewing it this afternoon and then first thing in the morning, so just review it real time. But as I said, it's just over 2,000 parks. There are many other ways to get to the showgrounds. The U-Park in the city, $8 for a full day park and a free shuttle here to the showground.
How many people are you expecting for the opening day or opening weekend?
Well, we know that on average about 1 in 3 South Australians come to the show during the week. So that impacted on day-by-day basis on just what else is happening around the place and the weather forecast. So perhaps you can get your weather colleagues to give us a really good forecast for the remainder of the week, and that'll impact crowds. But it is the biggest show in Australia on a per capita basis. We know that people love coming here, all the free things to do, the entertainment. It's where the country meets the city. And everything that people love about the show, so we can't wait to open the gates.
We saw this big surge in crowds following, I guess, COVID, there was a big popularity with the show. Do you expect that to keep continuing?
Yeah, well, we've been really happy with the crowds. They continue to be really, really solid here. We know that what we offer continues to resonate with generations, and it has for 186 years. We expect that to continue.
Were you doing anything in particularly special for the 100?
Yeah, so we've got the Southern Lights Spectacular, which is presented by Drake's. That's a full half an hour entertainment at the end of each day's program, which is not only the fireworks but pyrotechnics and lasers and a full display and entertainment there. More than 100 free things to do. We've got some lectures from on 100 years of history here at the show, so you can get on the website. Keith Conlon and Lee Radford be delivering them on the 2 Sundays of the show. We've got Antiques Down Under. We'll be recording here. Maybe only a couple of you will put that on your telecast this afternoon. But there's lots of things that we're doing to celebrate 100 years of history. But everything you've come to expect as well. We're really thrilled that entries have actually gone up this year. We thought it might have been tough for some farmers, but we've got more than 26,000 entries from everything from sheep, cattle, cooking, technology, art and craft, you name it. The cooking is coming in today, so while it's cold and wet and windy, you get that great smell of the fresh bacon coming in this morning and some of the air-conditioned pavilions that we've got here. So even if there is a shower or two, there's still plenty to come and see and do.
Do you think something with the cooking and the baked goods coming in, someone might try and sweeten the judges up with a 100-year cake or something?
There is a couple of categories where there are 100 years at the show celebrations that I was lucky enough to judge one of those categories yesterday. So yeah, there's 100 years at the show all over the place that we're celebrating. So yeah, it's one of the good parts of the job, being able to test some of those things. You've got to really watch the waste.
I guess getting ready for the show is a bit like clockwork. You've done it so many times, but this last sort of 12 hours, what does that look like?
Yeah,
is it a bit of a rush to the finish line?
It certainly is, but we couldn't do it. There's about 10,000 people involved in putting the show on every single day. We couldn't do it without this fantastic army of volunteers that we have, the great community groups, everyone from the CWA, St John's, as I said, all the emergency services, our own volunteers at the show. The board is run by volunteers, our committees are run by volunteers. So this really is a great community event, giving back into the community of South Australia. So it takes an enormous team to put this together. We can't wait. Thanks everyone. Cheers.